Welcome back to another episode of our Kings related podcast, wherever you may be. And it's day 2 of NBA free agency. And the Kings, they have a point goal as they signed Dennis Schroder to a 3-year, $45 million deal. And we've heard about these rumors before free agency began. And we've heard about yesterday about a possible sign and trade with Detroit, which would have involved Malik Monk. But it sounds like this is just a straight up deal with Schroeder. 3 years, $45 million. You got backcourt depth, the leadership that he brings, and the versatility that Schroeder brings to the Sacramento Kings. Also, he is a plus defender. He is 31 years old. Kings are not getting any younger. They're still in that older phase of this team. But Schroeder, he brings a starting caliber experience to this team. In my opinion, I think Schroeder's best off the bench, but coming to Sacramento, he will be that starting point guard for Sacramento this upcoming season. He's a high-level pick and roll player, moving defense. Again, he's a plus defender. And, he was a key player for that Germany FIBA World Cup run. And he's still an effective two-way guard. This will be his 10th team in 13 seasons. He was on 3 teams this past season. Brooklyn played well. Golden State did not go well. Then he was traded to Utah. They released him. But I thought he played really well last season for the Detroit Pistons. Again, Dennis Schroder is a defensive upgrade over what the Kings had post De'Aaron Fox when they moved him last season. Dennis is a lot of quickness. He can guard both back positions, and he's a pest out there defensively. And I think that complements Sacramento offensive minded core of Sabonis, Levine, and DeRozan. And it sounds like the more and more you read stuff online, DeRozan might actually be sticking around in Sacramento for this upcoming season, and the lone man could be Malik Monk, who might get traded this offseason. We shall see. And this move, bringing in Dennis Schroder, that Christie's got some flexibility. You got Malik Monk. We'll see how long he's still on this team. Devin Carter, his second year here as an NBA player. Plus, you got Keon Ellis, who the Kings picked up his option. He'll be an unrestricted free agent next summer. And those 3 guys, depending on they're all here, they are vying for that backcourt minutes. And Schroder gives Doug Christie flexibility depending on the matchups on a game-by-game basis. With Malik Monk, if he's still here, you can play Schroder off the ball if Malik is the primary scorer on this team. Devin Carter, he can help guide Devin and run the offense when needed in Dennis. And then with Levine and DeRozan, when Dennis Schroder's playing with Levine and DeRozan, that can help cover the defensive gaps when both those guys are on the floor together. Again, you got Dennis Schroder, Malik Monk, if he's still here, DC, Keon Ellis. You got sort of a logjam. Keon Ellis is more of a combo guard. Devin Carter, I believe, in my opinion, I believe he is more of a combo guard as well. And then you got Levine, DeRozan, Keegan Murray. They're on the wings. Then your big men, you got Sabonis, you got Reynal, who you drafted in the second round, and Dario Saric, who we'll talk about here in a moment. But right now, your starting lineup, as we are sitting here, July 1st, the Kings starting lineup as of now is Dennis Schroder, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Keegan Murray, and Domantas Sabonis. It's not great, but at least you have a point guard that can run the team. And it's going to be interesting to see as we get further along in this offseason and free agency, how Scott Perry continues to build out this roster, because right now it's not a great roster. I think they still need to balance it more, get more length and more size on this team. And you just lost a big piece of that with this trade. Jonas Valanciunas going to the Denver Nuggets for Dario Saric. Hey, and you lose JV. You get, like, the Kings gave up 2 second-round picks at the trade deadline, and you just moved him for a guy in Saric who hasn't played a lot of games these last 2 seasons on teams that probably would have needed him in Golden State and the Denver Nuggets. But JV, he brought the rebounding, that post scoring, that interior presence on this Kings team. But the fit with Sabonis was clunky, not enough spacing, and there was the rim protection concerns. And as much as I like JV, there's some matchups that don't do him well, and we saw that this past season. Also, he's not much of a floor spacer. He clogs the paint, limiting Sabonis' playmaking in the high post and Keegan Murray's slashing lanes, and we've seen that in the draft with the moves from Maxime Reynal, who spaces the floor, athletic, can stretch the floor. Nick Clifford, who can stretch the floor, big with size and length. Adding Dario Saric, I don't know how much time he will actually play because, again, hasn't played much in his last couple of seasons. High IQ, stretch big, Saric can play the 4 or backup 5. He spaces the floor better if he plays. He shoots from the 3. And he's an excellent connective shooter, which could fit what Nick Christie and Sacramento's fast-paced offense that they want to run. Now that you have a point guard and then a shooter defensively, he's not a shot blocker. Never has been, but he switches better on the perimeter than JV. Offensively, smoother rotations with Dario Saric's shooting. Improved overall team pace. I think it's much better getting up and down the floor, the spacing, and the defensive versatility, and maybe more trust with Domas to anchor that center minutes with maybe Saric, or if Trey Lyles returned, highly doubt that, as a stretch backup big if that Christie wants to go that way. So getting these moves offensively, the offensive identity stays strong with multiple creators like Schroder and shooters if Saric plays. still to be seen. The defensive floor rises with Schroder. You got Devin Carter, who I would like to see DC this summer league in Vegas have the ball in his hands, be a point guard, see if he can facilitate this summer in the Vegas Summer League. Plus, you got Keenan Ellis in the mix defensively. With Dennis Schroder, great locker room leader. With veterans like Schroder, you got we all know about DeMar DeRozan, Dario Saric, good locker room guy. Better depth and balance with the flexibility. You can go big, you go small, or defensively with this Kings team. And Dennis Schroder, it gives Sacramento a stable floor general. Again, 3 years, $45 million. Maybe just a stopgap until you find that permanent point guard for the long term. But right now, you get a stable floor general, playoff experience. He was like Schroder in those playoff series for the Pistons this year. There were times where he was on the floor closing games for Detroit. So you get that improved backcourt defense. He's a plus defender, as I said. And then you move on from JV for Saric, which could align better with like the space and pace identity that Scott Perry trying to go with. Now the Kings, do they have the tools to be a top 6 seed? In my opinion, no. Still have to wait and see what else Scott Perry can do to fill out this roster. But right now, this team still hovers where they've been the past 2 years. Right there in the middle, because if you look around the NBA, Houston, they're making all these all-in moves. I really like the move with Dorian Finney-Smith going to Houston. Houston locking up Jabari Smith. We know about KD. The Denver Nuggets getting Bruce Brown. Trading for Cam Johnson. Nuggets making some good moves. I like the move. Again, bringing in JV there with the Nuggets. Another solid move. The Western Conference is getting better. And then you got plus the Clippers. They get Brook Lopez from the Milwaukee Bucks. Jake LaRavia is in LA with the Lakers. Trey Jones going back to Chicago. Tyus Jones, a 1-year deal with the Orlando Magic. Miles Turner going to the Milwaukee Bucks. Sacramento right now, this upcoming season, I look at more as a gap year, trying to forge the identity that Scott Perry is trying to build with this Sacramento Kings team. And that is size, length, like what is the identity of this Sacramento Kings team? And that is what this upcoming season is all about, is forming that identity. We know about Miami Heat and that Heat culture. That's what Sacramento is trying to build, an identity that can lead to long, sustainable success, because the Kings have not been that under this current ownership group. So day 2 of NBA free agency, you got a stopgap in a point guard in Dennis Schroder. What do you think about that move? Let me know in the YouTube comments down below. Or if you're watching this on Spotify, let me know in the comments on Spotify. What do you think of the Kings signing Schroder in free agency? And what do you think about the move to trade Valanciunas to the Nuggets for Dario Saric? Let me know in the comments down below. But that will do it for this episode of our Kings-related podcast. Don't forget, please give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and we'll see you next time on our Kings-related podcast. And as always, go Kings.